Knockout legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. So today I'm going to talk about Carl Froch, and he has an interview with Khan Cassius for IFL TV, and he has some choice words for Anthony Joshua. So I'm going to play the clip, and then I'm going to get back into it after. So with no further ado,
rather than pulling punches and being a pussy or being controlled or dictated or told what to say or going along with any narrative, whether it's political or whatever the agenda is. I don't go along with it. I just tell you the truth. And do you know what I mean? If AJ puts a good performance in, like when he climbed off the canvas against Klitschko, I'll always say Klitschko was an old man. He was sat on the sofa for 18 months and he fucking made hard work of it, AJ did, but he still climbed off the canvas. That was at Wembley Stadium, wasn't it? 79,000 people were there, so big crowd. And I give him credit for that, man. That was a good win. That was a good win in terms of the way he performed and the way he turned around getting dropped, even though Klitschko stopped throwing punches. But I was honest. I was happy for him, and great. You're now kind of a bona fide world champ after he beat Klitschko. Because when he beat Charles Martin, it was a bit of a gimme fight, wasn't it? Like, who have you beat there, Charles Martin? Come on. Can't really call yourself a world champ. And then just recently, I think the reason he called me a prick is because I mentioned he's fighting Dubois for the IBF. I said that should be for the British title, not for a world title. Like, people have tried to give comparisons and said, well, like he said, oh, you beat Pascal for the world title, but the world title was vacant. Yeah, it was. Joe Calzaghe vacated the WBA world title. And then me and Pascal are the number one and number two in line. The next two in line, both unbeaten, both can fight, both hungry, and we fought for the vacant title. That's how it works. If you want to compare it, when Andre Ward beat me, if the IBF belt got taken off Andre Ward and I was going to fight the next in line, say me and George Groves fought for the IBF world title after Ward beat me, that would be the same example or scenario of what AJ's in now. AJ just got beat up, not once, but twice by Usyk. He's not champ anymore. Yeah, can't really call yourself a world champion. All right, you'll have the IBF world belt, but the champ's Usyk. That's it. Fucking done. Full stop. Period. No, there's nothing else to say. And because I've said that, and because 99.9% people agree with me, except for people like you who are journalists and don't want to upset AJ and don't want to upset Eddie and don't want to upset Bricktop, so you're all gagged. You're all like, oh, I don't know what to fucking. I can't speak. And if you could see Cougar now, he'll probably cut it out. He's laughing. He's agreeing with
No,
me.
I'm not cutting nothing out. But do you accept that?
You know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying, right? But I'm not having a go. And the question was, what's happening with AJ? So AJ saw that and thought, you know what, Froch is fucking right here. Froch is spot on, but it's still pissing me off. So I'm going to call him a prick. So he calls me a prick. That's fine. Call me a prick. But then when I ring you or send you a message and say, let's have a chat while you call me a prick, because I've got 50 journalists phoning me up saying, why has AJ called you a prick? My phone's ringing off the hook and I'm getting loads of messages. I'm like, why am I telling people why he said this to me? So anyway, you're bringing up old shit now, but I'm going into it.
I spoke to you, so I'm entitled to bring it up. And you said
no, exactly, that's true. So anyway, let me go back. So he's called me a prick, and I wanted to talk to him, so I messaged him, and he won't talk to me. He won't pick the phone up, so he's messaging me back and forth. If I'd exposed the messages he sent me, I'm not exposing it because I'm protecting him more than anything. Because some of the messages were horrible.
Why did you put some of the messages out though? Because you got a bit of stick for that.
Because I wanted to talk to him, and I thought, well, if you can't talk to me and you won't have a conversation with me, then what else can I do? Use it to my advantage. Stick it on my channel, get a load of views. Fuck the world. Fuck you lot. I don't care, do I? I'm not interested. So if you pick the phone up, we wouldn't have been in a position where it got exposed. And the only reason anybody would be bothered about me exposing that is because they know I'm right and whoever else is involved is in the wrong, because you don't carry on like that. And there's loads of abuse. He sent me quite a bit of abuse, to be honest, which I won't go into. It's quite funny, some of it. Like some mad pictures of some gonzo with a big fucking wobbly nose, like, and he's giving my old nose stick. And little things like that, which to be fair, I don't mind it. I take it on the chin, mate. You know me. Give me all you got. I'll take it, and I'll come back with a bit more, and I'll laugh it off. But I've got no real, to answer your question, I've got no beef with AJ.
so from the first clip there, Carl Froch is talking about Anthony Joshua, and he reckons he gave him credit for the Klitschko win. But Carl's a master at trolling, and you can tell he keeps giving little slide digs under cover. Even though he's saying he give Joshua his dues, he keeps saying, well, Klitschko was an old man, you know, he stopped throwing punches, and, you know, he made hard work of it. But he's got a big cheesy grin on his face when he's saying this. So you know he's just on a wind up, but he's smart. And I said this before in another video, a lot of what Carl Froch does is for views. So even if there is truth there, he adds an element of trolling and a bit of roasting and a bit of sly digs to get the views. So it's a smart strategy, and I suppose in a way it works. It's that kind of sarcastic kind of low pan humour, but with savage roasting as well. Do you know, like the way he roasted Khan? But again, he mentioned the reason why Anthony Joshua called him a prick. In his head, he's saying in the next clip that it's because he said that they should be fighting for the British title, not the IBF. And to some degree, I kind of agree that the IBF shouldn't really be up for grabs, because neither of them have beat Usyk, and they both have been beaten by Usyk. Now, to be fair, Daniel Dubois has come back and gone a different route and got up the rankings to become interim. But I thought Joshua was number one, just below Hrgovic, and Hrgovic was supposed to get his crack at the belt. But from what I understand is because Hrgovic didn't get his crack at the belt, Usyk probably would have got stripped if he didn't defend the belt, which we know he couldn't. So that's why Usyk gave it up. But we kind of knew this was going to happen because we knew that the rematch with Fury was going to take place. So at some point, we know the IBF is strict when it comes to enforcing the rules when it comes to fighting mandatory, because it had been so long that I think Hrgovic had been waiting. That's why he basically, you know, would have got elevated to interim champion, which is what Dubois got when he fought him. And to be honest, again, another person that thought fighting somebody was easy slipped up again, but it's their own fault. It's the same thing with Joyce when he had the opportunity, what he had, then he fought Zhang, and also the same thing again with Hrgovic. You know, some people don't want to wait, and I get it. You don't want to like become stagnant or rusty, but sometimes you never ever get the chance again to fight for a world title. So sometimes once you get ahead of the pack, maybe strategically it would be a good thing to just wait and see what happens. Now, other fighters do it. Fury does it. You know, a couple of other fighters have done it, and it's not a good thing because obviously you become rusty if you don't fight. But they're fighting these tough guys. But I think it's credit to Turki Al-Sheikh why we're getting these fights, because if there was no Turki Al-Sheikh now, we wouldn't be getting these top-notch fights. So we kind of seeing a good kind of era of heavyweight boxing just before the main how can I put it, the main top fighters bow out and start retiring, or, you know, start losing, and then the records become more diminished. Because once this era is gone, I don't think we're going to get another era of heavyweights, because we've had Wilder, we've got Fury, we've got Usyk, got Joshua, you know, and they've got Zhang, we've got Daniel Dubois, you know, we had Joyce. He slipped up. Then with the stat card in Saudi, we had all them other fighters as well. You know, just a couple of new up-and-comers as well. So, you know, other people as well, other British heavyweights like Dillian White, you know, just and so forth. But the heavyweight landscape's still pretty broad and pretty diverse, and there's still some good fights there. Ajit Kabiel, Miller, so forth. But anyway, because of Turki Al-Sheikh, we wouldn't have been seeing these matchups, and it's a good thing that these matchups are happening, because we're starting to see other fighters coming to the own, like with Daniel Dubois, and now with him obviously having to fight AJ for the belt. And what Carl was saying is, to some extent, he's right. You know, neither of them probably have done enough to be challenging for an IBF title. To be fair, Daniel's just, Bricktop's just a smart manager. He always manoeuvres Daniel in the right position because he's kept faith in Daniel. And to be fair, I can kind of see what he sees now with him fighting Joshua. Now, maybe it's a case of he's getting thrown under the bus. But again, when is any fighter ever ready for any challenge? I suppose you should just fight, and that's that, instead of waiting around and being mollycoddled and not fighting. But anyway, when Carl gives his reasons why he exposed Joshua for calling him a effing prick, he actually lets the cat slip out the bag by saying, you know, it's about views, and he's, you know, Joshua didn't want to talk to him. But I'm pretty sure in the past, when they probably had problems, because they've had problems initially, when Joshua's confronted him or let onto him, you could see like little times he looks a bit tense and he's not actually sure, a bit cautious, a bit paro, you know, Carl Froch, because there's been a few times where Joshua's like give a little sly dig and give her like a little bit of a needle, but subliminally, but played the PR thing, but said something, and you can tell Froch has been a bit tense, especially I think it was the Hellenius fight when he was commentating. He let on to Froch, and then Froch looked a bit bemused and a bit like paranoid. But anyway, this bad blood's been going on from, I think, when Joshua said what he said about Robert McCracken. And I think Carl Froch just took offence from it, and that's one of the reasons why he's just giving him stick. But it's a smart tactic using that as an excuse, because obviously he's using it to get views for his channel. And, you know, fair play to him. Everyone said it. They wish they could say what he says. But he can say it because he's a fighter and he's got away with it. And I think he's always kind of been like that, you know. But again, he did complain about Ty and Booth ripping him, you know. He complained to Dominic England about that. But isn't it funny that it swung back round and he's doing the same thing that Ty does, or used to do, I should say. But anyway, I kind of do agree with the sentiments that it shouldn't be for the IBF belt. It should actually be a final eliminator for whoever else to fight for that belt, and then the fight, obviously, the winner of Fury and Usyk. But the way the sanctioning bodies have worked out, they've worked it out. But anyway, what are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe. And that is another one from the one and only, truly, Knockout Legends. Peace.